Hey, you're not Emmett.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, I've been planning that since Friday. We
So have
are
I.
Gathering of the Geeks, a podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag We Gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking us out. I am one of your hosts, and I'm joined by the Coach Nate to my Ted Lasso, Nick Zednick.
Hey, Chris, I want to assure you and everybody else, I did not lock Emmett Davis in a closet. I just want to make that perfectly clear. That's not the reason why he's here.
Are you sure?
But that's all I'll leave it to it.
I don't know. I think he's been on that Styx album nonstop. Also, Chris needs more practice. Actually, I read that from what Emmett wrote for me because he's aware I cannot host properly. So we'll do what
You're
we can.
doing fine. You're doing fine.
It is
Chris
what
has
it
the
is.
golden mic tonight, everybody. Come on now.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah. Yeah. There you
Let's say
go.
hello to everybody in the chat. We got Eric. How's it going? Grabs is with us. Phil Walsh. We got Cookie with us. DC Patrol popped in and left. Ian is here, of course. We got Lauren. Did I miss anybody yet?
I think there's a gentleman by the name of Emmett that popped in the comments there as well.
Is he?
Do we know him? Do we
Oh
know
yeah,
him?
Emmett is here. Wow.
Oh.
He took a break from sailing.
Oh, he has internet where he's at. Wow, look at that. Look at that.
He must have found a Wi-Fi signal somewhere on that boat.
Ooh, look at that. I'll have to shut the lights off in the closet there.
He's been randomly texting me the lyrics from "Come Sail Away." I don't know what's going on there. He'll be
how's
back
it?
next week. How are you doing tonight, by the way?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Happy to fill in the void here, and yeah,
Good.
yeah, it's gonna be cool.
So, as we normally do on the show, we just kind of talk about. You've been on here before. What we do, what we watch, all that fun stuff. What'd you read? What'd you watch?
So on the reading side, it's been kind of up and down for me lately. So I'm digging into John Byrne's Man of Steel run. So I just
Hmm.
finished all of Volume 1, and I'm actually going to be starting Volume 2 because I got all the omnibuses. I don't know what the correct term is on that
I
one.
call them omnibuses, but I think I'm wrong.
Omni.
I
Okay.
think it's just omnibus. I think
Omni
omnibus might
sounds
be
more
plural.
clear, but omnibuses is like I don't know. So
I feel fancier when I say omnibuses.
yeah,
Omnibuses.
yeah, right. It feels like you have more. I love it. I'm loving it a lot. So that was like it was like a weird run that I never got into, and I'm a big Superman fan. Everybody was telling me it's like quintessential. Thank you, Superman, and I actually completely agree. So I'm excited to get into Volume 2. I have Batman Beyond Neo Year on the stack because I like to get a little stack sometimes, and then just read a bunch of different comics at once. So that's going to be the conclusion of that one, and I meant to get to Amazing Fantasy 1000, but I went to the comic shop and I couldn't get it because it was sold out. So best you believe that. So I'll have to get that relatively soon. And I'm waiting for Superman Space Age book 2, Chris. I don't know if you've checked that out, but I know
I did
Emmett was
not.
high on it.
Yeah, Emma was
So
pretty big on it.
yeah.
Going back
How
to
about
John
you?
Byrne, I haven't read it yet, but going back to the John Byrne thing, this is your first time reading those, right?
First time. First time. Yeah.
What are you liking about it?
You
Other
know,
than it's like
it's
one of the most popular runs.
yeah, it is. It's like the art is just beautiful. I mean, it's like the way Superman's drawn in there, all the characters are drawn in there. It's just so full of heart. I think is kind of what it is. Like it feels like Superman when I read it. I think that's the best compliment that I can give it.
Hmm, that works.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
definitely recommend it though for sure.
it's so popular, and I think when we talk Superman stories, there's not a lot of runs where people are like you have to read this, but
Hmm.
that one is one of those.
Yeah.
Because off the top of my head, of course, Birthright is the one I think of, but that's
Hmm.
also more recent, and it's kind of like I want to say it's an inspired Man of Steel. I'm pretty sure of it, so that's kind of
Yeah.
why I like it.
Hmm.
It feels in the same vein. Whereas you ask someone else, they go to Burn, or that's really it. I haven't heard a ton of different runs people enjoy.
Yeah. Have you read Secret Origin by any chance?
No, I have not.
Okay, yeah, that's another interesting one. I know For All Seasons is another really
Yeah,
big one. That's
that's a
one of my
huge
favorite.
one.
I think yeah, you've checked that one out too.
Mhm.
And All Star Superman one is the one that like people are begging to have adapted to the big screen, and I
I
don't
like All
know
Star.
exactly how that would work, but it is one of I think the all time greatest DC stories of all time.
All Star is great.
Yeah.
People also now think about it. That Earth One Superman book, which was really
Oh,
different. People
Yeah,
really
Jeff
dig that
Johns.
too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's a good one. People like that.
Oh,
They also
for
like
sure.
Spider-Man since you couldn't find it, apparently.
No, no, that's so weird. No, I could not get Spider-Man Amazing Fantasy 1000. I'm hearing that was a pretty good one, and couldn't get around to it, so I gotta go find it again.
I kind of just want it for the cover.
Yeah, it is a great cover. Yeah.
I like the cover a lot myself, but that's just me. I don't know if I need anything else out of there.
Get out.
Oh.
Watch it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I'm definitely gonna try to go to the LCS and try to pick it up again. Like I said, I'm getting a nice stack of comics because I like to read a bunch of different things at one time. I don't really do kind of monthly here and there, but I'm excited to get into it. I'm hearing a lot of really interesting things on it. I was watching the Comic Bing show with Paul Herman. If anybody has not watched or listened to that show, go check it out. They're big Spider-Man guys. That's a pretty great introduction to there. So I think they talked about it briefly. So yeah, excited to get doing it.
Yeah, the what is it called? Spider-Man Council with
Yep.
Nico
Mm-hmm.
Hobbies on there.
Yep.
I forget Adam, who I believe is
Adam.
Enchilada Legs on.
Yep.
I love
And
that
then
name.
Chris Clow.
Yeah, and Chris Clow. They're always a good time. For me, that show, even though I'm not familiar with the material, I like it because I learn new stuff about it, about whatever they're reading. Like they did one thing, not Spider-Man related, but they had there was like a Doctor Strange retrospective kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was all kinds of good information there.
Mm-hmm. I would say they know a thing or two about comics. Just a thing or two. Just a thing or two.
Yeah. I mean, they do have the hashtag read more comics.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're pretty cool. Since we gave them a shout out, I do want to talk about real quick before we get into some more stuff.
Yeah.
Our buddy, which you're kidding, yeah. Our buddy Grabs and comic guy Steve have created a channel called Midlife Vices, where they talk about different TV shows and things that they like to watch. So if you guys are on Twitter or on YouTube, as you are now, go ahead and give them a follow because they are awesome. Their first episode went up last week and it was pretty fun.
Nice.
Since we're doing shout outs.
Love our shout outs here.
They're good. It's healthy to give shout outs. Support your friends.
It is. It is. How about you? What did you read this week?
I don't think I read anything.
Wow.
I started to read Grimm, then I got distracted.
Okay.
So I need to go back and finish Grimm.
Nice.
And
nice.
yeah, I have not really been reading a lot of comics lately. I've been more in a watch mood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of stuff. So this week, of course, which we'll get into, there's Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harley Quinn. I think I watched something else, but I can't remember. But I also started the Mike Tyson show on Hulu.
Oh, is that Mike? Is that what it's called?
She-Hulk. Yeah, I think it's called Mike.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, not
awesome.
too bad. But let's get to what you watched.
Well, that's always a long thing here, Chris, but yeah, we're gonna circle back around that other stuff for sure because I think we got some stuff to talk about there. So what I watched this week is it was National Cinema Day, so first and foremost, I was able to catch Spider-Man No Way Home, the fun stuff version on Friday. We'll probably talk about that, and I caught this new movie that's been in theaters for a while. It was called Fall. It was with the lead is, she went by Grace Fulton. She's now Grace Caroline Curry because she got married, so she changed her name.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why the name is different. She rocks in the movie. I'll say that much. If you have fear of heights or acrophobia, one or the other, I don't know how the movie's gonna play out for you, but you can definitely do far worse for 2 hours. I'll say that much. First time watches, I saw Eyes Wide Shut, which is a movie directed by Stanley Kubrick. Stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Not fun for the whole family.
Not fun for the whole family. If you even heard or seen the movie, you know exactly why. I'm not going to get into plot details, but I do know that it was an interesting first time watch for me. And I saw The Negotiator, which is a movie starring Samuel L. Jackson, who plays a hostage negotiator who gets framed for murder. And it's kind of one of those late 90s, early 2000s movies. I thought it was pretty good, actually. And then more TV like you, Chris, for me. Yes, it's Ian. You are right. The plot isn't great, but it's a spectacle to watch on the big screen. So I'll say that much. It was a riveting thriller for me. Like I said, it you know what it is? It felt like the movie would have been made in like the early 2000s. It has that kind of like vibe to it. Like it's not really a movie that I see in 2022. You know, it's a movie that I see made in like 2002. It kind of had that setting, if that makes any sense.
Is that good or bad though?
You know, it's like mixed. You know, it's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's like what real cinephiles term is like a solid B movie. It's like a B movie.
Okay.
You know.
I like B movies sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. So
not every movie needs to be A+. That's kind of what I look at.
No. So like I said, you can. It's only like 90 minutes. You can do far worse with your time. Trust me. And more TV. So I watched the latest episodes of House of Dragon, Wings of Power, She-Hulk, and I binge watched the Terminal List on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all Chris Pratt, correct?
Yes.
How did you like that?
I liked it. It's a little slow, but it's again, I don't think the movie was made to please critics. So I think it's a nice action-packed series on Amazon Prime. So if you haven't watch it, I'd give it a watch. It's a pretty breezy watch, actually, to be quite honest. It's only like 8 episodes. Pretty good cast too, actually.
8 episodes, that doesn't sound like a lot, but as you know, I like to throw things in a pile and get to it when I get to it.
Yep.
Which means sometimes I won't. But
and
I still haven't
Elvis
finished
just hit HBO Max, Chris.
It did, and I kind of want to watch it again just because it's there. It's like, why not? I still haven't got to Nope though, so that and Jurassic World Extended are probably what I'm going to do sooner than later.
Yep.
Ian says Eyes Wide Shut is great. I hope you watched the uncensored version.
Oh, I did watch the uncensored version.
I didn't even know there was a censored version because the only thing I've ever heard about this movie is that it is very adult, I guess is the way to put it.
It's it was like one of the most controversial movies I think ever made, actually.
That's what I remember hearing about it. So I'm surprised there was an uncensored one.
Mm-hmm.
The Negotiator's fantastic.
Yep.
I think I've seen it too, and I believe I agree with that. I might be confusing with a different movie though, but I think I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes Wide Shut and Vanilla Sky are 2 cruise movies that make me believe he just wants to shock people sometimes.
That's a good point.
I actually like Vanilla Sky. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's a good one.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I mean, have you? He makes a lot of movies that are so like underrated. I think he obviously makes a lot of blockbuster movies, but I think he just makes a lot of movies that like people kind of like sleep on a little bit too. Like I don't know, like there's a movie called Night and Day that I actually think is pretty decent.
It's fun.
It gets a lot of hate, I think, too.
And that is it has one of Gal Gadot's first acting appearances.
Yep.
Small fact.
Let's see what's another one. God, I had it like on the top of my head. God, it's probably gonna come.
Magnolia.
To me. Magnolia is good. Days of Thunder, I actually think is not that bad either. Have you seen that
one?
I'm
a big fan of Legend. No, I have not seen it.
No, okay.
I'm a big fan of Legend though. That's one of his early films. He was in The Outsiders, of course.
Yeah, which I didn't know at the time. Like I didn't catch that because I saw that very early, like in grade school. Actually, I saw that movie.
Oh, okay.
And there's like at the time, like you're in grade school, like you don't know who actors are really like in grade school, right? You know who some of them are, but it's like that's like a movie where you're like, wait, that person was in that movie, because like he looks really young in that movie. Like
he does.
So,
and if I remember, he looks kind of run down or something.
Yeah.
He's usually filthy in the movie, if I remember correctly.
Yep. So, yeah.
Eric finished Ted Lasso, which. I mean, watching Ted Lasso for the first time now is probably a great experience, considering the 3rd and final season is coming soon. That's a good time.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Wait, was that supposed to come this summer? I thought, or am I thinking like next year now?
Well, there wasn't ever a release date even rumored. Well, there was one rumored, but for the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not here, so I'm hoping they announce something soon. The show is filmed. There's been set pictures and stuff, and they had a wrap party.
Okay, because I thought I saw that it was gonna come out at like sometime the end of August, which we're past August, so it's not coming out. So maybe it's an early next year premiere, which kudos to them, because I agree with Ian's comment here. Where he says people need to start trying on Apple TV because it is a really underrated streaming service. I think they got a lot of great stuff coming. Yeah.
No, Ian's talking about a show called Trying.
Oh, there's a show called.
I mean, we should also try to enjoy Apple TV. I agree.
We should also try to enjoy Apple TV, and there's a show called Trying.
Right. They have Blackbird. They have that.
Okay.
That other show. They got some shows on there.
Yeah,
But they have Blackbird. They have C. Ted
they
Lasso will
do.
be back.
Yeah.
Grab said you watch more TV in a week than he does in a year. How do you do it?
Oh God, what can I say? I wish I had an answer for that.
You have clones.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Phil Walsh. I have to say Jaws in 3D was fantastic. An excellent transfer. And of course, Jaws on the big screen is the way to go. Have you seen Jaws?
I've seen Jaws, not in the theater. This actually was one of them that they did a re-release on.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to go see it to the theater. I could not get to it, unfortunately. What do you have you? What do you think? Have you seen Jaws?
I have not seen Jaws, which now I'm expecting a lot of fire from the comments and generally
No,
Twitter in general. I have not
no,
seen
it's okay.
Jaws.
Yeah, you know what? That Jaws is So I saw that really, really young, and
Mm,
really only saw the movie because when I was younger, I went to uh MGM Studios or Universal Studios.
mm.
Was one of my favorite theme parks to ever go to as a kid, and they would have like all these different like rides, like amusement parks that you can go to. So there was one for like Jaws, Indiana Jones. There was a
Yeah,
Back to the Future one. There was a Twister one, Terminator. There was a Spider-Man one that was awesome. And the Jaws one was really really cool too. So they like imitated where you can like go on a boat and they would like imitate a shark trying to attack the boat. And they would give like this driver like this fake like BB gun thing, and he would like imitate trying to like kill the shark or whatever. It's really 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 cool actually.
it sounds. I
So
mean,
that's actually how I got to watching the movie. Is I went on the ride first, and then I went and watched the movie.
was it as terrifying as the ride?
I think the ride was a little more terrifying.
Was it?
But...
Okay. I mean, animatronic shark coming at you when you're a kid, you don't know the difference.
Yeah. So cool.
Amazon. Oh, yeah, I wanted to watch League of Their Own too, but I haven't got to it. That's kind of,
Hmm.
I'll get to it eventually.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I love the movie. The movie's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Shock Tom Cruise not won an Oscar yet. I don't think he
We
will.
no.
Or
And
maybe for Top Gun.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually maybe we'll talk about this a little later because now we're getting to a lot of like film festivals. I know, I'm sorry, Ian. I know it's a show now. Dude, we're getting to a lot of film festivals right now. So a lot of these like movies that we're gonna be hearing about throughout the end of the year are starting to take precedent. So I'm actually gearing up to start my Oscar predictions.
Oh, okay.
And spoiler alert, Tom Cruise for right now is in my top 5 best actor predictions. Whether or not he stays in there is a whole different story.
I think
But yeah,
Brendan Fraser's gonna take it, but we'll talk. That's a thing.
that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I will get to Jaws. I promise.
You should get to Jaws.
I will get to
You
Jaws.
should get to Jaws.
Jaws, E.T., and Fight Club are the movies I'll get to sooner than later.
Oh,
I haven't seen
right.
Fight Club either.
You haven't seen Fight Club.
No, I don't even know the twist. I know there is a twist. I don't know what it is.
I actually don't like Fight Club as much as a lot of people do.
Really?
No. No. I mean, I like it. I don't love it, but yeah. Best Tom Cruise movies with Jerry Maguire and A Few Good Men. Yeah. Yeah. Jerry Maguire actually might be my favorite Tom Cruise movie ever, actually.
It's one of mine.
Yeah.
I'm biased. My favorite is Interview with the Vampire, of course, but
yeah.
I'm like a second would probably be Collateral.
Oh God. I just got that on 4K actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What a movie.
It looks awesome.
It's an amazing movie, so I imagine it looks great in 4K.
Did you know that that's actually the only time he's actually ever played a villain, or it was the first time he ever played a villain?
The first time.
Yeah.
And it was a really big deal at the time because it's also one of the few roles where he's not just Tom Cruise.
Nope.
He is another character.
Agreed.
So it's cool. But okay, so let's talk about Harley Quinn. Did you watch the episode?
I have not. But
is that the one thing you didn't watch this week?
I know. The latest one, right? This is the one. I mean, according from what I've heard, it's like one of the greatest episodes of Batman animation ever made. I don't know. Do you agree with that?
I actually do. There is. So I'm not going to disclose because you haven't seen it, and I don't know who's seen it in the comments, but the episode goes really deep into Bruce's psyche in a way we haven't seen before, and it just does something very interesting with it. And it's not really as much of a fun episode as it is an interesting episode. There's a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, and it comes together really well at the end. And then it kind of leaves you on a weird cliffhanger. But it's probably like if we were going to talk top 5 episodes of the Harley Quinn show in its entirety, it's on that list.
Okay.
If we're talking top animated Batman stuff, it's going to be on that list too.
Wow.
It's
That's high
really, really
praise.
good. Yeah, no, this
Um,
episode was something
mhm.
special.
I mean, it's interesting. I feel like as this show is happening, but nobody's really talking about it.
This
And it,
season's been
I
different.
believe it got greenlit for a season 4, if I'm not mistaken, which is odd considering what the state of HBO Max is at the moment. So I guess either it's doing the numbers that I guess it needs to do. Clearly,
That and I think it's just really popular. It's Harley Quinn, so it's hard to
yeah.
say we don't want more Harley Quinn. But getting a season 4, and it's also got a new showrunner, which I think is a good thing.
Mm.
Season 3 has not been my favorite season of them so far. I think
Okay.
it's had more bumps in the road for me personally. There's the plot has been not really consistent. The humor hasn't been there for me. It's not a
Mm.
bad season by any stretch, but it's just not as good as the other two for me.
That's interesting.
But
That's
I do
interesting.
recommend checking out this latest episode. It's really, really good.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I mean, I remember like when I watched it for the first time too, because I got around to it pretty late, so I didn't watch it like when it was like first airing, because it started off as a DC Universe show, I
Yeah, it
believe,
did. It was a decent
and that was like the one where like I was like, yeah, it's Harley Quinn. I like Harley Quinn, but it wasn't really a show that like I took precedent over, like I did the other ones. But then I kind of watched it and I was like, this show's actually pretty amazing.
I was
Um,
blown away by it.
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Lauren makes a really good point here. Comics don't make a lot of money, but this IP is doing so well they're making more of the comics with the show. That's when you know the show is working. Because
Mm-hmm.
like Batman the Animated Series also had comics because it was doing so well. So did the Batman in the early 2000s. I think the comic was called The Batman Strikes or something.
Uh huh.
It's a sign that something is working here. People are buying the merch. They want more of the universe.
Yeah, I actually miss that a lot. I think that's a great point. Great point that Lauren made. Like I had so many of those, like Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series did it
Hmm.
a lot too. It's such a great idea. I completely agree with that.
It's popular, cheap, and disconnected from everything else. No reason for HBO to drop it.
It's a good
That's
point.
probably true.
That's probably a great point. Yeah.
Obey your thirst, Eddie.
Or Bay of Thirst.
I believe that's a reference to your Sprite.
This one. This one. Yeah. We are not sponsored by Sprite here. I'll
I
just
mean,
say
if they want to sponsor us, though, I'm completely cool with that.
there
I'll
you
drink
go.
Sprite.
There you go. Look
Send us some free Sprite. We'll do that.
at Gathering of the Sprite.
Gathering of the sodas.
Uh,
They don't
or
seem.
pop. You know, I know some people get really
I
discontinued it with pop or soda here. I don't know what
I
the,
grew up with everybody around me saying pop, and then I was like, why y'all say that?
Okay.
But anyway, Grab said they don't seem to need a reason to make more Batman comics, to be completely honest. That is true too. There is no shortage of Batman comics, no matter what's going on.
That is true.
Yes, the Batman animated show is an underrated gem, Phil. I agree.
Yeah. No, but yeah. I that was another weird one too, because 2004, I believe. I'm really good at release dates in case you can't tell, buddy. So
You are pretty good
like,
at that.
yeah. And it was a weird one too, because I remember when I watched the pilot, because at the time when you were watching it, this was like the successor to the Batman the animated series, or
Mhm.
this is the next Batman the animated series, right? And the whole aesthetic was completely different. Everything about it was completely new. I remember liking it, but I remember not loving it as much as Batman the animated series. But then when I
Yeah,
went back and we watched it, I really appreciate the show now for what it definitely tried to do. Like especially when they added in the Justice League and they incorporated the Bat family in it. I like I said, it was definitely unique for its time. It was like going from X-Men the animated series to X-Men Evolution, right?
hmm
That's kind of like
very
a
similar.
yeah, very very
And,
similar there.
and I think both. I don't call them spinoff, but those shows that followed the X Men Evolution and the Batman both took a little while to find their footing, but once they did, they really did well. I think in the case of the Batman, once you got past the first season, it got a lot better.
Proud of the WB Kids Network.
Yeah, at the time. Uh,
Yeah.
now we both watched She-Hulk. Have you watched it again? Because I know you and I both weren't in love with it.
I have not went back and watched it, but like I said, I think I know we kind of talked about it too. So we're in what 3 episodes now. The show as a whole, I think is more reliant on how great Tatiana Maslany is.
Mhm.
She's terrific, and she's the best part of each episode that we've seen. I'm digging the whole fourth wall stuff about it all. I think the abomination stuff is, I like it, but I think we need to see a little bit more on like where they go. I'm digging all the ties to previous MCU stuff, even acknowledging the Incredible Hulk movie, which I thought was cool.
That was cool.
But yeah, and then you know what? But it's weird too because like I don't think the CGI is actually that bad now, to be quite honest. Like it's like in the middle. Like obviously it's
Yeah.
not like outstanding. Like it's not like a big budget movie or whatever, VFX. But I think for a Disney Plus streaming show, I think it's definitely moderate. Like I'm not like watching an episode being like it's nitpickingly bad. You know, I mean it's just it's a CGI lead character lead. You know, it's hard. So, but yeah, you know, and then the whole plot of this episode I think was it was weird. You know, it kind of felt like a big like I don't know. It was weird. What did you think of it? What did you think of it?
I didn't hate I didn't hate the episode. I liked most of it. I think there was a quote from the writer who said that they didn't like beforehand. They weren't sure how to write courtroom drama, so they didn't. That's why there's not going to be a lot of it in the series, even though it's about her as a lawyer. I think this episode really showed that they weren't joking.
Yeah.
I think the courtroom stuff is not very well done, but but then I have to remember, okay, it's a comedy about She-Hulk, so I shouldn't get hung up on that. And I tried not to.
You know what it is? I think she plays the part of being a lawyer really good. I just think it's the whole courtroom aspect of it that I don't think they're quite nailing it. Like I think she's believable as a lawyer in it.
Very.
She definitely fits the part. I think it's I think this is what maybe the second scene in a row where it's like they kind of had some cringy maybe courtroom stuff going on at the same time. Like like this one had
depends how you look at it.
The first one kind of had that weird editing with the villain in the first
with
episode.
The fight, yeah.
And then this one kind of had the whole fairy villain,
which I did like. I just didn't realize that was supposed to be the villain of the episode.
We were just talking about it, right? Because you were like, was there a villain in the episode?
Yeah,
I was like,
didn't know.
I think there was, but I guess whichever way you want to go about it. So yeah,
but I think that this is just an observation of the Disney Plus series as a whole. I feel like what they've done and what they've done well is cast these actors and actresses in these new character roles and really making them work. They're picking talented people who are making these characters their own, and that's why I keep watching. I don't care about the action really in any of these shows. I'm more interested in the character stuff. To me, that's what's working. And I really like the humor in She-Hulk, especially most of it. I think it's pretty funny. And like you said, Tatiana Maslany is just fantastic.
Yeah. What did you think about the Hulk stuff? Like, there's obviously he's off world now. Spoiler alert. So
that was last episode.
Yeah. Do you think that means like they're shelving the character? That means they're setting something else up for the character?
I think it's the MCU. They're setting something up.
Okay. Because my thing is like I feel like she's the Hulk, per se moving forward. But what are you gonna do? Not use the Hulk at all? Like so. I don't know.
I'm okay if he takes a vacation. We have She-Hulk. I really like the character. I like what they're doing with her.
Yeah.
Ian says, didn't realize you guys didn't love She-Hulk. I'm in the same boat. I enjoy it, but the latest episode wasn't great. The humor didn't hit for me, but I think that's just my taste. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. I like some of it. Lauren says, I love the fact that it's a comedy. For me, the comedy is so refreshing.
Yeah.
Nice to watch a Marvel project that doesn't take itself so seriously. So this I agree with too, because the show knows what it is. It's not trying to be anything else but a comedy. And I like that.
You know what? Actually, like when you put it that way, yeah, like it's obviously like this is a comedy, so you're gonna probably laugh, right? Like whereas like when you go into like a lot of these MCU movies, like my thing with Thor: Love and Thunder was it's a tale of two movies, but it's like half the movie it's like it's this comedy movie, but I'm not laughing because I didn't know like is it supposed to be comedy? Is it supposed to be serious? Am I supposed to laugh? Am I a jerk for not laughing at certain stuff? So it's one of those where it's like with She-Hulk, it's like, okay, well, it's a show breaking the fourth wall. So at least I know going into it that it's not taking itself seriously. And there's probably going to be some nice emotional moments here and there, like a regular TV sitcom. Like at least it's marketed to what it is.
And I like that. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's the cards are on the table. This is a
Right.
comedy. Don't come
Right.
here expecting the Winter Soldier. You're not getting it.
I'd
You're
be
getting
very
something along
shocked
the
if we
lines of
get that
Ant-Man.
tone.
We might. I don't know. We might get a couple things here and there.
Oh no.
That was Sinister. He does that.
Look at that. Sinister causing all sorts of chaos over there.
Yeah, he's brought a bunch of crap down with him. But anyway, Grab says, I want to hear more motions made by the prosecution, maybe get a plea bargain scene to get us excited. I
Sure.
agree. It was just kind of like she presented the case and that was it. There was nothing else to it.
I agree with
Can we
that.
talk about Pug? Pug is cool. I like
Pug
Pug.
is cool. Yes.
He was supposed to, but it also almost made it unwatchable at times. Yeah, that guy was like a character.
Yes.
I did not like him at all. He's one of the things that stood out for me is like, this is not working for me.
Yeah, I agreed.
Love and Thunder was the same. I didn't find the forced humor funny, which was the majority of the movie.
Yep.
Damn it, yeah, damn it, Nathaniel.
Good. Yeah.
I haven't even watched. I made all that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
You
yeah,
actually nailed it, Grabs.
I know, right? And we recently talked about we're thinking we're under the assumption that episode 4, 5, and 6 are going to be pretty big, but particularly episode 4, people were saying is a pretty big one. So
They're
to what
hyping it up.
extent that means, we don't know, but we do know that we're getting a certain individual in the next 3 episodes at some point, which is very exciting for particularly you and I, Chris, because we absolutely adore Daredevil. So I'm very curious to see the placement of that and the reaction to which it gets.
I'm looking forward to losing my shit.
So and and this is also a quick side note tangent, but did you actually? I think we probably talked about this too, but apparently Rosario Dawson was at some kind of comic convention.
Oh yeah,
And she made like a slip that John Bernthal's Punisher apparently may or may not be coming back to the MCU, which with the amount of New York City setting that they're currently doing, I wouldn't be shocked if Punisher is coming back. You know, they have the rights to all of them now. So I don't know, Chris, do you think that we're getting more New York characters in the MCU?
I hope we are. I mean, they're there anyway. And the thing is, they're all well cast. It's not like they pick these C-list actors and just put them in a costume and say, hey, go do this thing. These are all really good actors.
Agreed.
So I think the only one that probably won't come back is Iron Fist. Nobody seems to like the guy playing Iron Fist.
Yeah. I like the female character in that show. I thought she was great. The
Isn't
Jessica
she
Henwick's character.
Didn't they put her in something else? I could have
don't
sworn
think
she
so.
ended up in something else as a new character.
But I think she should come back for sure. Yeah. Which if you've seen the show, you kind of know like what they do with her at the end.
I didn't see it. I heard it was
Okay.
terrible. I just never got around to it.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for anybody in case anybody wants to watch it, but I thought it was pretty cool.
You know, I think so. I watched the Defenders, which was all them together. I was like, okay, if I like him in this, I'll watch his solo. I did not like him, so I didn't want to waste my time with his solo. But I've heard it's decent. Like the second season is decent.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Daredevil, of course, Punisher, and Jessica Jones. Kristen Stewart, not Stewart. Kristen Ritter.
Kristen Ritter, yeah.
Yeah, Ritter. She's amazing.
Kristen Stewart would have been interesting.
That would have been fun too. I would take that. I would take that. They need to release some darker content if they're bringing the Punisher back. We already know that Daredevil won't be as dark. While I agree, I don't think Punisher needs to be that dark.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like Thomas Jane movie light, because that was some of that stuff was borderline ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed.
But we also don't need to go Punisher Warzone, which I enjoy, but it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I think there's a nice middle ground there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting Punisher season 2 level tone because that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I think season 1 I think is still kind of moderate. Like I think you can do that. But hey, Daredevil's getting a 22 episode season, and the only Disney Plus show that's getting over 9 episodes. So they got to be doing something over there, you know.
Grab's wondering, how do we know Daredevil isn't going to be as dark?
Yeah,
there was some reports about that, but I don't think anything was confirmed. It may be like what we're used to at Netflix. I think when he appears in She-Hulk, he will probably be lighter to fit in.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I think
just have more of a personality.
Right, I think there's a good chance when Born Again starts, he'll be more familiar. But even if he is lighter, I don't mind. Also,
Mhm.
that yellow suit looks gorgeous. So.
Oh God, I still can't believe it. Like they're actually
So
doing
excited.
the yellow suit. I can't
If
believe
they do
that.
yellow suit Daredevil, give me yellow suit. Let yellow suit Wolverine. Just let's make it happen.
Oh God, don't even get me started on that post credit scene. That never went anywhere. Terrible,
Yeah,
terrible,
yeah. I don't
terrible.
want. It
Just
still
oh
hurts my heart.
gosh.
Lauren said, I mean, it's not even positive. Punisher's back. I don't believe Rosario was quick to recant her statement after she was proven wrong. Yeah, I think there was like a
Yeah.
pushback,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I can't imagine them not bringing him back if they're bringing the rest of them back.
Right, like speculatively, of course.
Right,
Right.
because I
Yeah.
believe there's a lot of rumors Kristen Ritter is back as Jessica Jones too. So if they're
Right.
bringing those two, I mean, there's controversies involved with the Punisher now, which we won't get into.
Right.
But I think you know he's a big character. People like him, so why not?
I wonder if he'll do maybe like another test run of like maybe we're gonna talk about that.
Mhm.
If we're like maybe like each of them pops up in the Daredevil show as sort of like a litmus test to see if people want to see him again,
Yeah,
and maybe if people react well, they'll greenlight another season of them or two. Like you never know, right? I mean,
I think it's possible.
if it's gonna be in continuity in that universe, then technically speaking, they're all still gonna know each other. So
Hmm.
it's not like it's Jessica Jones for the first time, right? It's like hey, like Jessica, how's it
The
going?
Netflix shows were in continuity anyway,
Right.
so I mean, it just now we're here. We're officially here. We're all friends.
Um,
We
so
can hang
that
out.
comment right there, The Bear, I actually have seen. It's one of my favorite shows of the year. It actually might be my favorite show of the year. It's outstanding. Have you seen it, Chris?
I have not, but it's on the list.
Have you seen Shameless?
No,
Okay. The lead kid in that movie is outstanding. I think you would really like it. I think you'd really like that show actually.
it that is something I want to get to, and I will, but it's on the list.
Awesome.
Lauren said, when are people going to understand characters aren't just one thing? Characters aren't just dark or just light, at least not most well written characters. I completely agree with
That's a
this.
great point.
Too many people get hung up on one version. And it's weird because we as comic fans, anytime a new writer takes on a character, we are automatically getting a different version. Daredevil specifically, you look at the Mark Waid stuff
Mm,
compared to the Chip Zdarsky stuff, it's night and day. You know, or even
agree.
to bring up Mark Waid again, read World's Finest compared to the new Chip Zdarsky Batman.
It's a great point.
Yeah, or Frank Miller, or
Mm-hmm.
Tynan even. They're all different. We as comic fans should be more accepting of this, and
Agree.
it blows my mind when we're not.
There's a tone and a character for everybody. Agreed. And
Right.
that's the way it should be.
And also to add to that, just wait and watch the show and see if you like it or
Right. Agreed.
not. Daredevil being the dark, right? I mean, he's still blind.
Yes. That's a nice one.
I think we need an audio for this sound because I can. Can you make that sound? I can't. There we
No.
go.
There you go. We'll work on
Maybe
that.
we'll just do the technical file thing
I'll have
later.
to get a soundboard or something.
I don't know how we don't have like StreamYard should have a soundboard for stuff like
Agreed.
that.
Come on now.
They
Jeez.
added this. They added useless music nobody uses.
They
Like,
did.
yeah, nobody uses this music,
I
but a
think
soundboard would be cool.
I think there is actually a mimic of a drum sound in one of
Well,
the things,
I
but I don't
guess
want
we're
to.
gonna look.
Jeez.
We have this.
But yeah, no. So it's curious, what? Yeah, I know. I tried, Ian. Okay, I can only do so much. Okay,
I don't know how to turn this off now. Oh, there we go.
over
Sorry.
here bumping over here, Chris.
Just clicked on it. It's there.
Yeah, so we're it's interesting, there's only 3 episodes left of She-Hulk, so it's going to be interesting to see how they move the plot forward. It feels like they've done something, but they haven't really done anything. So I'm curious to see how big these next 3 are going to be.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna get a big bad. I'm guessing it's the influencer who destroyed the courtroom in the first episode, but
Sure.
I don't know. Also, that group that came in, the Wrecking Crew, I think is what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get more of them. They have a boss. Some people are speculating that's the leader. That'd be an interesting callback if they finally get the leader in here after he was teased in the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 14 years later. That guy really, he waited. He did his time.
He did indeed.
Lauren says change is scary, absolutely. But what if a change means we get an even better Daredevil than before? I think that's possible, but we got to be willing to take the risk as fans.
Agreed.
I agree
Well
with that.
said.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or maybe not the elephant, but Lord of the Rings.
Mm.
What did you think about it?
Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. Gotta be honest with you. Yes. Is was it a slow burn for the first two episodes? Yes, 100%. It's a slow burn introduction, but my history with Lord of the Rings goes back like a long time. I mean, like when these movies were airing, I mean, yes, I was a little kid, but like these movies were talked about endlessly. I mean, these movies like Lord of the Rings is like a visual masterpiece in every sense of
Mm-hmm.
the word. And when this show was like marketed as the biggest show of all time or the biggest budgeted show of all time, I was like, well, it's got to look beautiful out of this world, right? And it absolutely does on my TV. I got to be honest with you. Um, because it's a weird thing. Because like it's like when I was younger. I mean, like I said, this was one of the only things that we ever talked about. Like there was a PlayStation 2 game that we would like. I play with my friends with all the time that I thought was awesome. We'd play like Lord of the Rings games of pretending to be characters. We talk about like all kinds of stuff. So this franchise is like so historic for me. So like when I found out they were making a show and it's a prequel that's supposed to take place many years even before the events of Fellowship, I thought it was interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, they throw a lot at you, like you said, Chris. Um, and while, like I said, it can be a slow burn at times, I think from a visual standpoint, it absolutely delivers. And I definitely enjoyed the cliffhangers at which each episode ends on. Like I think the
Yeah,
action is there. Um, so yeah, I'm excited. I think there it's and what I wanted to ask you too, because I think it's an interesting thing because we obviously have House of the Dragon
mm,
happening right now, and that's an outstanding show in and of itself, at least in my humble opinion. But I don't know, like, is it counter programming? Is it counterproductive that we have like two, not wouldn't say similar shows, but two shows of the same fantasy spectacle happening at the same time? Like maybe more people just want to talk about House of Dragon and Rings of Power. I don't know. What do you think, Chris? What do you think of it?
I uh, I loved it. I think the first two episodes are fantastic. It is a slow burn, but that slow burn allows you to digest everything that's happening. Whereas other shows just keep throwing shit at you, and you got to catch up with it.
Yep.
This doesn't do that. It basically just feeds you this information, and you get to sit with it. And okay, I know who this is. I understand what they're doing. Here's another character, and so on and so on. So I really like that aspect of it. I thought the action was pretty cool from what they do have. There's not a lot, but it works. It's mostly character beats, which I enjoy.
Agreed.
And the look of it, I mean, visually, you can, like someone said in the comments. Oh, Ian did. You can see where the money went. Beautiful to look at, great cast, and I'm loving the mystery it's already setting up. Plus the nostalgia, all of that. Phil Walsh loves it too.
Yeah. It
And
definitely fits the name of the show that you were actually reviewing it on with Emmett.
uh, shameless plug: Elves, Hobbits, and Potatoes will be in your feeds this week. But as far as like a Game of Thrones comparison, I don't think it's counterproductive. I think that we have. Yeah, Grabs threw me off.
I saw that.
It's okay. Um,
She'll hear it eventually.
she has already. Um, I just went blank again. Yeah, so it's not kind of run to me because you're given two sides of the spectrum. You have that harder, more adult fantasy kind of stuff, and then you have the more lighter fantasy stuff with Lord of the Rings, and it's just a kind of a best of both worlds situation. I like having both. Why not both?
Agreed.
So for me, and I'm sure some will like more than the other, which is perfectly fine. Like what you
Mhm.
like. Um, Personally, I don't think I can pick right now.
Yeah.
I will say though, the nostalgia and familiarity of Lord of the Rings is pulling me more toward that side.
Mhm.
I love Lord of the Rings. I
Agreed.
remember
Yeah.
when the movies came out, I went to all the midnight screenings
Yeah.
and played the games. It was a good time.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing because I feel like nobody like knew about this show and knew it was coming out. So it was just weird that like again, like I love House of Dragon. I'm digging it. It's one of my favorite shows on
Mhm.
right now. But everybody knew that show was coming out. Whereas House of
Yeah.
the Dragon, it's like there was a Super Bowl spot and it was awesome. I thought it was outstanding. But then
Mhm.
it's like, oh, Rings of Power is coming out. Like it's like, oh wow, really? Like the show's coming out now, you know? Like it's like I totally forgot it was coming out. So
I
it's just
kind of did too.
weird. You know, it's like, did Amazon not think that people were gonna like it? Did they want to save all the money for something else?
I,
Like it's so weird.
I think it's a name that just sells itself, though. You don't have to do
Sure.
much marketing. It's, oh, Lord of the Rings, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm loving, Cookie says, I'm loving Lord of the Rings so far. It's a lot to take in, but I'm excited to keep watching. We are in the same boat.
Great.
Ian says, with the movies, it was a tradition each Christmas time to watch it at the theater with my family. Good memories.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is awesome. If they keep making Galadriel a badass, she might surpass Owen as my number one Lord of the Rings character. That's
Yep.
not.
Well said.
Grabs asked if it's based on that. I'm not going to pretend I know how to pronounce that. I don't think it is, though.
Don't think so.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
that's
think it
it's
is.
a good question.
Oh, Grabs. Eric answered the question. It's not actually. It's based off unfinished works plus the appendices of Lord of the Rings and original stuff. There we go.
Great.
Galadriel is so badass. I agree. I also really like the new Elrond, which I didn't know was going to be Will Poulter at first.
Yeah.
What a switch there.
Can you imagine the other way around?
Yeah, I like this guy. I like Will
Yeah.
Poulter and everything, but I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I think of Will Poulter, I think of him in We're the Millers.
Yeah.
Did you
I
see
think of
that?
him in Midsummer too.
That's a good one too.
But no, We're the Millers is like the standout movie.
That's usually what I think of him from, especially the spider bite thing.
Uh-huh. And have you seen Dope Sick yet? The one with that
No, I haven't
limited
watched that.
show. Oh yeah, he's really great in that show too, actually. Yeah.
Ian
He's a
said,
great actor. I'm just saying
he is.
you know what is he has like one of those like looks about him that like you kind
Something.
of just like to hate him or something like that, you know?
I
Like
don't know what it is.
you love to you love to hate him.
I can't wait to see him as Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I forget he's Adam Warlock.
They're not talking about it yet. Maybe this week. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Ian says House of the Dragon started well, but Lord of the Rings on another level. A lot of people turn to Game of Thrones for the shock factor, but it feels more of the same, which isn't a bad thing. I agree with that too. It is
I agree with that.
more of the same.
Agreed.
Phil Walsh also agrees, and so does Cookie.
Nice.
Who's the meteor guy? Any theories? No. I don't have a theory. Do you?
No, but I'm excited to find out.
I've seen some people say it's Gandalf, like young Gandalf or something.
Wow, that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. I think I would like that, but I don't know how that would work.
I'm sure that would please a lot of. Well, actually, I'd be interested to see how the reaction to that is.
Oh, Cookie all said, I thought the meteor guy was Gandalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. People think he will become Gandalf or something.
Agreed.
I don't know. He seems to have some kind of power. So,
isn't it? It's getting a season 2, right? Or
it's confirmed 5 seasons. Or 4.
Yeah. So obviously, I think are we speculating that the show will end by the events of Fellowship? Like when the events of Fellowship of the Ring starts, that's when the show is gonna, like that's when the timeline will end. I assume.
I mean, that's over 3,000 years.
Well, so I don't know.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of story. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, they can time jump for all, But
Ian mentions an Irish accent being terrible, and so this is a thought I had when I was watching it. Why is every Hobbit like Irish?
I don't know, mate.
I don't think that's Irish.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure what that was.
I don't want to mimic. No disrespect. I don't want to mimic anything.
I mean, I do it all the time on the show. It's cool, but I don't think that was Irish.
I try.
Top of the morning.
I'm really striking out tonight. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
Just,
we're just, we're doing what we can here.
Yes. Forgive me, everybody.
Have the same character play him that played younger Magneto. That's actually a fun idea. If you had Michael Fassbender as Gandalf, I don't know if it would work the same way, but that's a good idea. I like Michael Fassbender a lot.
Agreed.
Battle of 5 Armies had me confused on the time of their friendship, but I think it's too soon for Gandalf. Yeah, I don't know how old he was supposed to be, so I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, be interesting if he did show up at some point. I mean, either they set him up or they do something. But yeah.
Yeah, and I've also seen people say it's Sauron or Saruman. I don't know. Could be one of those two. I think one of those are more fitting. I don't think it's Sauron though. Maybe Saruman. That might make more sense.
Agreed.
Gandalf the Brown, or hear me out, guys. It might be a random homeless dude.
Just gets the magic.
I'm just saying.
The
I mean,
magic chooses him.
if you're in a meteor anyway, maybe you do have the magic like the song. He's got the magic in him. I'm just saying. It could be a thing.
That is not a reference I was anticipating, but I love it.
It happens. Okay, so that's that. Now
Nice.
we have something to get to. It's giveaway time.
I won.
Did you?
I don't know. Did I?
I don't know. We're gonna try to do the spin wheel thing. I don't know. Emmet gave me some really simple instructions, so I'm gonna do what I can.
Let's give something away here. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it.
There you go.
And if you notice, I got a fun little Spider-Man in the middle.
Nice. There you go.
Okay, let's spin it. And it goes to Luke's spare glove.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, we like Luke's spare glove.
I think this is rigged personally, but congratulations nonetheless.
It kind of was rigged. I'm not gonna lie.
This doesn't really work as well as when I'm on the stream with you guys saying in the comments. But
the funny thing is when we're going through the names, a lot of the people, or not a lot, but some of the people who were, doing the rules were people who are bots. So that was one thing. There's a lot of animal bots people. The other thing that was on there were these accounts that exist just to retweet giveaways.
Nice.
So I think they're also bots. So we went ahead and we cut out all of those.
Nice.
And this is what we got. So,
but for sure, congratulations nonetheless.
Enjoy his name is Stu.
Enjoy your Blu-ray. I hope you love the movie. I
hope he does.
Yeah.
It'd be a plus if he did.
There you go. So just got a re-release too.
Although
so
I don't know if he's in America or Canada, which might be an issue.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a region-free Blu-ray. I don't know where it's at right now. I think Sinister took it down.
Sinister took down the Blu-ray. Look at that.
Did something with it. I don't know.
But yeah, no. And the I actually saw the Fun Star version, Chris. So speaking of No Way Home.
Yes, how was that?
Fun. Yeah. Look. So it was 11 extra minutes. I can absolutely confirm that. I thought the additional footage was great. You know what it was? It was more of what you thought it was going to be, and I'll say that much. If you plan on seeing it, I totally would if you can get around to it. You definitely get some moments with some additional characters that I think are going to make you smile. But yeah, and like I said, it was great to see the movie again. And I totally understand why they didn't make this version the theatrical version that we saw in it originally. But it definitely would have been nice to actually get those longer scenes with the characters. But yeah, I thought it was cool, and they did a nice little like pre interview thing with the three Spider-Men.
Oh, really?
Which was pretty cool. As sort of like a introduction to thank you for coming to see the movie again. That kind of stuff. That was fun. So it was pretty cool. So yeah.
And you would say it's worth seeing in a theater again?
I would too. I would. Obviously this wasn't part of my national cinema day, so I didn't see this for $3. But boy, would I not have complained if I got to see this movie for $3. Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, if you love the movie, like you generally love the movie and you care to maybe see it one more time, definitely give it a shot. But I don't think it's anything must see go to the theater level. But if, like I said, if you love the movie, you want to see it again, you want to see some additional scenes, I think it's worth your time.
I'd like to get a chance to go see it, but there's a lot of other things I want to see. Plus, we're getting to September when there's other stuff coming. Like, we'll have Don't Worry, Darling. I'm pretty excited for Don't Worry, Darling, and there's a few other things.
Yeah, and I think there was I think somebody asked me a question in the comments about the controversy of the movie, because boy, is there a lot of it around that movie. Initially, I considered it to be an awards movie, but I don't think this maybe is going to cross that boundary, unfortunately. Which is unfortunate because I had high hopes for it. I'm still going to go see it. I hope the movie's good because I'm going to judge the art, from the art. I'm not going to judge it, from how I feel about certain things about it. But it definitely is kind of a bummer to hear certain things behind the scenes about the movie. It is unfortunate.
It is. I think that it's terrible when the controversy about everything except the movie becomes bigger than the movie itself, especially one like this that you're kind of rooting for. Olivia Wilde is a good director. The cast is promising. You have Florence Pugh, who's amazing, Chris Pine, who's a proven talent, and Harry Styles, who's trying to get his name out there in the acting world. And
Mhm.
I don't. I think the only thing I've seen him in is the Eternals for that second. But I like the guy. So
Oh wait, you've seen Dunkirk?
no, I didn't want to see Dunkirk.
Oh, okay. He's in Dunkirk. That was yeah. So he he's got to thank Christopher
It,
Nolan for all this.
I
Let me
say
tell you.
if Nolan's cool with him, he can't be that bad.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nolan doesn't usually, pick outside of his own favorites,
That is very very well true.
unless
Well
it's
said.
Katie Holmes.
Wow. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Olivia Wilde's TikTok was cringe. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's no shortage of making headlines. That's for sure.
It
And you
is
know
what
what? And tickets haven't even went on sale yet, so they're really milking us out. No,
we're
Emmett, the
almost.
show is not over. The show is going on for as long as we want.
And he
I
missed
love
the
you.
giveaway.
I love you, brother.
TikTok is a young man's game. I just like
Yeah.
watching TikToks.
Oh, you're the master at finding the best TikToks. Let me tell you.
I do what I can.
You know, actually, if quick side tangent is Nico and I mimicked the Nicole Kidman salute
I
that you
saw.
sent me.
Oh,
Okay,
did
yeah.
you?
So what's
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I did send it to you. I
Yeah, so
forgot.
if everybody goes to my Twitter or my Instagram, whichever one you want to go to, Nico Caruso, my co-host of Vigilante, and I, we were in sort of like, I wouldn't say it was a packed theater. It was a pretty open theater, and we went there at a decent time where they showed the ad, and there was like nobody in the theater, like on the front rows or whatever. So we stood up and we saluted during the Nicole Kidman at that place before the movie, and we called it our faithful leader Nicole Kidman for National Cinema Day. So there you go. We've embraced the chaos now.
No, sir. Cannot do it. I respect it, but cannot do it. The fact that they're making a new one for next year is amazing to me. Like the first one was not bad enough.
I just hope she watches new movies. You know, that's all. Just you know,
If they could just stop her from looking soulless, that would be good.
maybe have Tom Cruise sit in the row behind her or something like
It'd
that.
be
You
kind
know,
of hilarious if she's watching Top Gun Maverick.
I mean,
It'd be pretty funny.
it, cinema. You know, it's like I mean, you know, Top Gun Maverick. You should put the Batman on. Just yeah, yeah.
Saluting to the cold dead eyes. There's nothing going on behind the eyes. It's creepy. It's so weird. And she like really dressed up to go to a movie too. Like I've never went to a movie in a suit.
That's a good point.
I don't think I have.
Now, would you do that for a James Bond movie?
Yes.
Okay, because I
If it was
think
like a
actually,
thing.
believe it or not, I think when I went to see No Time to Die, somebody actually was in like a tuxedo.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I would if it was a
which
thing.
I agree with you. I would not do personally, but hey, to each his own.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to cosplay to go to a movie.
Yeah,
Especially like I'd be sitting in Joker makeup for 3 hours,
yeah,
and I don't want to smear my lipstick when I'm
yeah.
drinking something.
Well, I told you
It's
what
that.
happened to me with the Batman, right? Like when I went to the just early screening, like
Oh yeah,
before
yeah.
the fan screenings, and they had cosplayers there, and so I got scared by the same person twice. So the first time, or no, I got scared by two different cosplayers twice. So the first time, there was a Catwoman cosplayer that sat behind me, and I went to go turn around real quick, and I didn't realize she was sitting behind me, and she was dressed as the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. And then I went to the bathroom before the movie, and I didn't realize that I was going to the bathroom next to the Riddler from the Batman movie in full display and everything. So take that for what you will. So there you go. So they are out there.
They are. People cosplay to go to movies, which is cool. It's just not something I want to do, but it is cool. I think it's fun to see it.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No. It's like I said, it was pretty interesting week. You know, we're gearing up to a pretty fun award season. At least I know we're you know, you and I are anticipating a lot of stuff. We had to get through the dead month that was August, but
Yeah, it was not a very fun one.
there's a lot of great stuff coming, and I'm really excited. So
Phil Walsh nails it with the Nicole Kidman thing because this was one of my first thoughts too. The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Michael. Are you a Halloween fan? I don't know if you've ever crossed that bridge.
What's that?
Halloween, Michael Myers. Do you like those movies?
Yeah,
Oh,
I love the first one. Yeah,
I love them all. They're all awesome.
it's
Well, except on Busta Rhymes. I queued
it's
out
weird.
Vigilante.
It's weird that the this latest one is gonna be in theaters and on Peacock. Like you could
Well, that's
almost
where the other
just
one
choose
was.
to watch it on Peacock instead of going to the theater, which is weird.
Yeah, but it's the way the other
Um,
one was.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's like what it's the last one, right? So you would think they'd
Yeah.
maybe make it a full theatrical thing, but I don't know. I'm gonna be very curious to see how that plays out because I still don't. I'm probably gonna see it in the theater because that's kind of like what I prefer. But I'm gonna be interested to see how that plays out.
I'm just excited to see it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, Zeddy, give us some plugs. Where can people find you?
Yeah, well, awesome. Well, first off, thank you so much for letting me fill in, Chris. Thank you, Emmett. I'm gonna go unlock the closet door as soon as I get out of here in a few minutes. I promise. Don't worry. I gave him some food and some water. Everybody, I wasn't that cool to him. But yes, and then thank you to everybody in the comments for being so interactive as well. You guys are all awesome. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Nick Zednick, and you guys can follow the show that I co-host with my two co-hosts, the Carusos at Vigilante 1939. And you can look for a new episode dropping sometime this week. Thank you, guys.
Sounds good. You guys can follow me on Twitter at that Chris70. But as always, I prefer you follow the show at G of the Geeks. I'm trying to remember the YouTube stuff, but subscribe to that, hit the like button, do all that fun stuff, and come talk to us on Twitter. With all that said, for Zeddy and myself, we'll see you next week. Or I'll see you next week. Zeddy will be around somewhere.
I'll see you guys in the comments.
We'll do that. Hey, guys.
Bye, guys.